Football with the fellows, all about Big Blue. We in the building.
We are back. We're back.
In
back
the building, y'all.
What's going on? What's going on? So it's, again, what's going on? Well, there's a lot of rumors swirling around. There's all kinds of conversations going around, and we're here to talk about it. But first, let's make sure you know who we are. So we are Clay from Brooklyn, Football with the Fellas. And who am I here with?
It's your man, Mazo. And you know what? It's all about Big Blue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All about Big Blue.
And it is, there's a lot of conversations going on about, should we bring Odell back? Should we draft Jeremiah Love? All this stuff that, personally, I don't want to do any of those things.
Matter of fact, you broke out Odell. If you guys check out the episode actually preceding this one, you will see I have a episode where I'm talking about the Odell, should we or should not, go ahead and sign him. And believe me, Clay from Brooklyn's gonna have something to say about this one.
I'm gonna have something to say. I'm gonna have a few words. We'll get back to that. So what I want to talk about real quick, if you don't mind, is the upcoming draft. Again, I want to talk about that again, but from a slightly different perspective.
Okay.
A lot of people have been talking about what the Giants are going to do at 5, but obviously what the Giants do at 5 depends on what happens at 2, 3, and 4. We pretty much know what's happening at 1.
Yeah, we know what's happening.
They're taking Fernando Mendoza. That's a done deal. They might as well start writing his check already.
Right.
That's a done deal. But 2, 3, and 4 obviously is going to greatly impact what we can do at 5. So I want to, if you don't mind, take a quick look at what I think 2, 3, and 4 might look like. So this is a quick little PowerPoint I put together where I want to say, what are the needs of the teams? And shout out to ESPN because I used some of their opinions as well. And then I contrasted them with mine. So pick number 2 goes to the Jets. And ESPN says the Jets' biggest needs are edge, wide receiver 2, and quarterback. That's what
every year quarterback
website says are their biggest needs. I think their biggest needs are quarterback, edge, wide receiver, tight end, and center. In other words, I included the 3 that they said, but I think other needs that are just as important as those for that team. They did just get Geno Smith. They got Geno Smith, so their quarterback need isn't necessarily today immediate, but they definitely need a quarterback. Geno Smith ain't going to be there for 5 years.
No.
Right? So they're going to need a quarterback very soon, if not this year, then next year. And I think what they're going to do is, since they just traded away Jermaine Johnson, they're going to look for a replacement off the edge. I mean, I think Arvell Reese is their most likely pick. And in fact, I've heard a lot of pundits say that that's like the worst kept secret in the draft, is that the Jets are taking Arvell Reese. They think it's a done deal. Okay. Either him or David Bailey, I would think. But I think Arvell Reese is what I'm leaning towards.
I think Bailey's going to go later. I don't see Bailey breaking in there.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. Bailey looks like a beast. But you're right. There's other people who a little bit more seasoned, had a little more experience, had a little more reps, that you would think would probably go before him. What they do have, though, is a second pick in the first round. The Jets also have pick number 16.
Oh, man.
In fact, they have 4 picks in the first 44. They have 2, 16, 33, and 44. So they can do a little something this year with this draft.
They could turn their team around with all that.
Absolutely. So I think they're going to take Arvell Reese at 2, but then with 16, maybe that's when you pick that wide receiver 2, or maybe they trade that down and turn it into 2 or 3 more picks, knowing that they already got 33 and 44. So, they've got a lot of options. They could certainly come away with a quarterback, a center, and a tight end, even if they keep these 4 picks. But as far as what we're talking about right now, I think Arvell Reese is who they're going to take.
Okay. I'll go with Arvell Reese.
And I'm fine with that because I don't particularly want Arvell Reese in the Giants unless we trade Kayvon, which I don't want to do. Pick number 3 is the Cardinals. ESPN says their biggest needs are right tackle, quarterback, and safety. I think their needs are quarterback, defensive tackle, O-line, period, pretty much. I mean, not left tackle, but pretty much everything else. Running back, safety, and inside linebacker. They have a lot of needs. That's a bad team.
Oh,
They have earned their third overall pick. So I
I
think they might trade down. They only have 7 picks. They literally have 1 pick in each round. And so I could see them saying, I think if somebody wants to move up to 3 and pick whoever, Jeremiah Love, Sonny Styles, whoever it is, and gives us a haul, maybe we're better off getting 3 or 4 picks instead of just one stud. Because there's so many. Like when you have this many holes, one guy ain't gonna do it.
you don't think they'll take like Jeremiah Love? I know they need a running back.
I,
They need a QB so bad too. I mean,
you see what I wrote? They
yeah,
might take Sonny Styles, and I
right.
won't be shocked if they take Jeremiah Love. So no, I won't be surprised if they do either of those things. I'm just saying
I would trade down.
trading down is not a bad idea. There isn't a quarterback or defensive tackle or offensive lineman worth that third overall pick. So even though those are parts, those are people that they need to add in the draft, it ain't
Right.
gonna be 3. So either they pick one of these holes or they trade down. And I would say, trading down wouldn't surprise me at all. But if they do use the pick, I think it's gonna be Sonny Styles. Their inside linebackers are weak, and that would be a very solid pick for them if they decide to keep the pick.
And you will hear a groan from the Giants war
Yes,
room, a
yes, correct.
collective groan.
Yes, especially from the football the fellas all about Big Blue war
Oh,
room,
oh
because
yeah.
we are definitely in on Sonny Styles. The next team is the Tennessee Titans. Again, ESPN says that their biggest needs are edge, wide receiver, and center. I think interior offensive line entirely, not just center, but center or guards, running back, wide receiver, interior defensive line, safety, edge, inside linebacker. Basically, they are Swiss cheese. They have holes everywhere. I think they need a lot of help. So I think this is actually the hardest one to predict because they have so many holes, even more than Arizona. Now, they have an extra fifth round pick and an extra sixth round pick, but that's not going to make a difference. Their mission right now has got to be to protect and develop Ward. They just
Yep.
drafted him first overall. They need
Can't
Cam
wait.
Ward to have protection and weapons. So maybe they take Jeremiah Love if he's still on the board, or maybe they go offensive line. Francis Mauigoa, Spencer Fano, Ola Ione, Vig Ione. There's a group of offensive linemen that look like very solid prospects. I just don't know if they're worth 4th overall. So
Right.
that may be another opportunity for them to trade down if they want to build the offensive line.
I had something to that too. I was going to mention.
Please, please.
I'm actually predicting they will trade down with the Washington Commanders, and the Commanders go up, and their Commanders are going to take Love because they don't want Love to come to our team. They don't want the Giants to have
You
a chance
think
to
the
get Love.
Commanders will skip over us so that we don't get
Right.
left? You know what? That certainly is a possibility.
And they're at
Only 2 spots
8.
back, so they wouldn't have to give up too much to move up 2
Right.
spots.
I see it. I see it happening. It was
And you know
jumping
what? I would be thrilled because first of all, I don't want Love on the Giants. And second of all, I'd love for Washington to have to give up some of their draft capital just to keep us from picking somebody I didn't want to pick anyway. So that would make me very happy. Very happy. Tennessee Titans continued. They are strong up the middle on defense, right? They've got Jeffrey Simmons. They're a solid up the middle, and they did just add Jermaine Johnson from the Jets in a trade. But they could use another edge rusher. And so I can see Bailey as a possibility for them. I could see Downs to shore up the back end. If Styles hadn't gotten taken earlier, I can see Styles. They definitely have a lot of holes. They also need a wide receiver 1. I don't think, Calvin Ridley took a pay cut, so he's going to stay there. But, Calvin Ridley hasn't been Calvin Ridley for like 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And Wandale is, a nice second or third option, but he's not wide receiver 1 material.
No, Wandale's at best, he's a 3.
Right. He's a solid 3. But
Right.
that's what. So what does this? What does this mean for us?
Ooh, boy.
Obviously, there's a lot of ways this can play out. The safest bet, from what I can see, is Mansour Delane because I don't really think any of those first 4 teams are going to go cornerback in their first round pick. So if you wanted to say who's the person most likely to still be there that you really want on your short list, it's Mansour Delane. I don't see him being off the board at 5. So if 2, 3, 4 winds up being, let's say, Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, and
Caleb Downs,
Caleb Downs, I have no problem whatsoever taking Mansour Delane.
shut down corner,
That's what I'm talking about.
shut down corner.
You
Okay,
know, I think that's what I would do. Anyway,
okay.
so anybody who's watching for the first time or hasn't watched in a while, please take a minute and copy this so that you can get back to us anytime you want to. Uh, but those are my thoughts about this upcoming draft. Now, that said, what's today?
It's Monday.
Monday. And what do we do on Mondays?
Mock Draft
That's what
Mondays.
I'm talking about. So all of this to say that maybe it's time for us to do another mock draft.
There's always time to do a mock draft. Always.
Always time. I'm embarrassed to say how many mock drafts I do a week.
He he
So,
he'd be mock drafting.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm going to say we're going to try and do 2 of them, and one of them is going to be a little different. We're going to say let's let the algorithm pick for the Giants, 4 round mock. We'll pick picks 2, 3, and 4 that we just talked about,
Okay.
and see what the algorithm says that the Giants would do, not only at pick 5, but in the second round. And if it gives us a trade in the third round, and if not, in the fourth round. One of the things that I've noticed is it is really painful to watch all those people come off the board in between pick 37 and 104. Because from 37 is our second round pick, and 105 is our next pick after that. So from basically 38 to 104, we're just sitting there doing nothing, twiddling our thumbs while all these good players come off the board. I want y'all to see that and experience that, and you see why we're saying we need to trade down with one of the first 2 picks to add a few more, at least one more pick.
There's no way in the world Harbaugh is going to sit and he's not going to let that big gap go. He is going to trade down. I'm saying it's probably going to be the second pick, but it's no way. There's no way.
I hear you.
And I'm afraid to hear one thing. It's funny. I even had this thought. He might even try to trade up and add like let me see, who could he throw in?
Or like throw in a veteran player,
Right.
like a Darius Slayton that would save us $10 million on the cap.
That would be great. That would be great. I'm just seeing it though. I see it.
We need more draft picks
Right.
early because we have 3-6, but that's not getting it done. All right, so obviously Fernando Mendoza is going to be the first pick.
Yeah.
I think the Jets are taking Arvell Reese.
Give Arvell Reese.
So I feel like we can just go ahead and do that. Now it gets interesting. So what do you think the Cardinals are likely to do? You saw what I said with their needs, but they got a lot of needs. They could take Jeremiah Love. They could take Sonny Styles. They could take Ruben Bain. There's a lot of ways they could go.
I can't see them letting Sonny Styles go past him.
You don't think they're gonna let him go past him?
No, I don't think they will.
I hear you. So let's give them Sonny Styles. I totally agree. Now, what do we do to support this quarterback, including possibly trade down? We could make a trade. But what do you think Tennessee is going to do at this point? Do we go with the running back that really takes a lot of pressure off him? Do we go with the offensive lineman that keeps him upright? Do we look at the defense that has all kinds of holes in it?
They've been talking, well, unless they just blowing smoke too. I think they're going to take Jeremiah Love because they want to give Cam Ward a weapon. He needs weapons.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense to me. The only reason I'm hesitant, I'm going to do it, but the reason I'm a little hesitant is
they got so many holes.
They got so many holes, and especially if your offensive line isn't good, now your running back and your quarterback are dependent on holes that may not be there.
The holes that won't be there.
That may not be there.
Well, the thing was with them, if again I mentioned this before, I can see them trading down to the Washington spot.
Well, we can do that. If you want to do that, we can do that.
What's available? Look on they're on the clock. Who are the trade partners? Look on, yeah. Is
So the
Washington one
next
of them?
one that the algorithm is saying is the Saints at 8. So the algorithm is saying that Washington is not interested.
Wow. At
Um,
eight. What would the Saints? Okay, what would, if we did with the Saints, what would they?
so if Tennessee was willing to do that,
Right.
okay, not that. Oh, that's not a bad shot, especially if you throw something back their way, like maybe that. Yeah. You could get their first, second, and third for pick number 4 and pick number 142, which is in, I believe, the fifth round. Would you give up a first and a fifth for first, second, and third? Now, honestly, if I'm uh
Tennessee.
no, if I'm New Orleans, I don't know why they would give that much up. They're not one player away either, but the algorithm is saying that they would.
Do they need a running back?
I don't even know who they'd be trading up for. We'll see if we put this trade through. But what do you think? Do you think Tennessee is more likely to say, give me 3 good players? I don't disagree with you. I think that if I'm Tennessee, I would do that. They're not one player away. And the guy
Right.
you get at 8 is a good player.
I think I really think they're gonna pull a love card, only because the name recognition. So they're trying to, it's just a name thing. They're not looking at,
Yeah, listen,
it's what it
it's
comes
not
down to. It's like,
yeah,
but I would trade down. I would trade down.
it's not a bad thing for them to have a great running back, don't get me wrong, but you saw that list of holes I came up with, right?
Right.
Let's give this a shot. Let's see what
All
happens.
right.
We're just offering the trade. It says got a 51% chance
It's
to be
going through,
accepted.
man. It's going through. I
Oh,
told
yeah,
you.
it went through. It
It's
went
going
through.
through.
All right, so let's see. So the see this is where the algorithm loses me.
Come
You're
on.
telling me that the Saints traded their first, second, and third round pick for Francis Marianoa?
And they could have had him anyway.
They could have had him anyway. He was probably going to still be there today. So I'm going to say that that's not likely. But
Wait a
then
minute.
look what the algorithm did.
Exactly.
It gave the Giants Jeremiah Love, which is kind of why I didn't want to pick Jeremiah Love there. I wanted to see if the algorithm is buying the hype that the Giants want him. And it did.
Wow.
And then Mansour Delane went sixth, and David Bailey went seventh. And now we're on the clock here. And I guess Caleb Downs. I mean, there's, any number of things we could do, but I know they need help in the back end as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me Caleb. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe it.
Now here's the Jets' second pick. So remember, the Jets took Arvell Reese. So do they go offensive line with somebody like Spencer Fano? Do they go uh Kenyon Sadiq as a good pass catching tight end option?
Yeah, he's good too. He's really good. CJ
CJ
Allen is
Allen.
good.
There's Jordan Tyson.
Ooh.
There's still good players on the board at 16.
Do they have and Gino's there, right? So
Right, right.
and Gino's gonna be there for 1 year. So ooh, if I'm them, I would take Spencer Fano.
Okay.
A tackle? You always need a big guy.
Who probably could play tackle or guard. Yeah, I mean
Right.
that their tackles are solid, don't get me wrong, but he's a very good offensive lineman. It's never bad to have good offensive linemen. And I think he could play guard. A lot of people are saying he's mobile enough, he's quick, athletic enough to play guard if they need him to. And that seems like because they just lost Elijah Vera Tucker in free agency, so they might be looking at him at guard. Okay, so
Who's up?
Jets are on the clock again. This is the first pick of the second round.
Wow.
You see, already have taken Arvell Reese and Spencer Fano. Do they go cornerback? Do they go wide receiver? They clearly need a wide receiver too. Casey
Concepcion.
Concepcion is not a bad option.
Concepcion. Concepcion.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Now, again, this is Arizona could do any number of things. What we did was gave them Sonny Styles in the first round. So We don't need a cornerback, but a lot of places they could go.
You trying to tell me they wouldn't take Peter Woods?
They could take Peter Woods.
Was I'm looking at their
You
so I'm
know,
looking at what they need.
right. They could take Peter Woods. That would not be a bad thing.
That would be a good thing for
Uh,
them.
he didn't have as good a year this year as he had last year, but
I think the guy's going to play well in the NFL.
yeah, I mean, yeah, let's go with Peter Woods, especially in the second round. That's a good value for him in the second round.
Yeah, he's going in the second round.
Right.
Just definitely going in there.
So Tennessee, who again, a million needs. All we have so far is Caleb Downs. We said they need interior
Every
offensive line, they need running back, they need wide receiver, they need all kinds of things. Emmanuel Paton is not a bad option at guard. Um, they could use. I said
the
interior.
line would be great. Honestly, I would if I'm thinking for I just picked it. Let me see. They pick Caleb Downs. They need somebody on the line.
Yeah, no, I mean they need all kinds of things, but yes,
Pick a I'm gonna choose a
this is
lineman.
not a bad pick for them, to be honest.
Pick him. Pick a lineman. I'm gonna
Emmanuel Pregnon is a good prospect at guard. That's not a bad pick for them. And now they're right back here again, right? So again, could they use a wide receiver? They could certainly use a wide receiver. Uh, and here's Chris Bell. Here's let's look at the wide receivers.
I knew my guy's on there because he's probably not gonna go to. I want him to last in the second, in the third. They said he
This
will
is another
probably
guy
do.
who a lot of you talking about Malachi Fields?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is another guy who a lot of people have been talking about as a good value in the second round. Um, there's
Yes,
Malachi Fields.
Malachi. They say Malachi might not go to the third. Third,
Right, right. In
and that's
fact,
good. That's fine with me.
yes,
I'm going for
he
fit.
was he was listed as a fourth round pick at the end of the regular season, and
Yep.
then after all the combine and the Senior Bowl and everything, he's creeping up the boards. He's shooting up the boards actually. So now people are talking about late second, early third. But yeah, that group right there, it wouldn't be shocking for them to pick one of them.
Take Chris
Uh,
Bell.
okay.
Chris Bell. They would. I would pick Chris Bell. He's good.
Now,
Are
this
we up
might be
anytime
because
soon?
who us?
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave us Lee Hunter. Thank you
Lee
for
Hunter.
reminding me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the defensive tackle. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, they gave us Lee Hunter. I'm fine
Interesting.
with that. We definitely need.
Yeah.
He's 24, 25 years old. And, so there's a little concern about, how much better is he going to get at this age, but solid interior defensive lineman against the run, and we need that. I think the Jets might take Ty Simpson here.
That'd be
I
such.
think
That'd be
for a
such a.
team that like you said, Geno Smith is not the long-term answer,
You
and
know what
they've
he is?
already made 3 picks, right? And their next pick isn't to a 103. He ain't gonna be there at 103. I think if you're looking to the future as a possible answer, you could do worse than picking Ty Simpson at 44.
Okay. Okay. You remember the guy? Who was the guy that they picked last time?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. He reminds me. He's got the Zach Wilson thing in my mind for them.
The
He's
difference though
better.
is that Ty Simpson played against real competition. Ty
Yeah.
Simpson went to Alabama and played against, the big schools. Zach Wilson didn't play nobody. You
Yeah.
remember me saying when he came out, he
Yeah.
did not play one single player who got drafted in his entire regular season. He played against one safety for the University of Central Florida in the bowl game. That was the only time he faced anyone who ever made it to the NFL. He was on JV. So I'm
Yeah.
basically saying, yeah, you look great on JV, but that's why it's JV. Ty Simpson played on varsity, though. Ty Simpson played on Alabama, and they played against a lot. So I have more confidence in Ty Simpson than I had in Zach Wilson.
He's moving up, Ty Simpson, right now. They're talking him up.
I
So
mean,
if the
because there's
Jets don't
nobody
pick for
else.
a while, I would take Simpson if they don't pick for a
Yeah,
while.
I think at 44, you got to pick, you got to
You go
roll the dice
quarterback.
and say, we need a quarterback. Let's see if this guy works out. If not, we'll be back here next year looking for a quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. So where are we? Oh, did I just go too far down? Yes.
Where are we? Who?
There, okay, top of round three, Arizona again. Now, again, these picks aren't as important to us as Giants fans, um, but Arizona already has a linebacker and a interior defensive lineman. Maybe they go to the offensive side of the ball now.
If they need a running back, take Price.
Yeah, that
Period.
that young man looks like not a bad option either.
Oh no, he ran. You know, he's the backfield with.
Jeremiah Love, right? What
Yeah,
I'm saying. So
those two in the backfield was. I don't know how Notre Dame didn't win it all. It's
they,
like,
they were a dangerous backfield.
yes,
Um, so now Tennessee's back on the board. Again, Tennessee, 50 million holes, but we've already given them a safety, a guard, and a wide receiver. You know,
is Derek Moore an edge rusher?
yes, and he's not a bad edge rusher, to be honest.
They
That's
need.
not a bad edge rushing option.
They should take the edge rusher. We'll take him.
Okay.
That's right. We have nothing. This is man. I can't see Harbaugh's. No way he's sitting through all of this. No
Almost,
way.
almost. And now we're right back to Tennessee again at 73.
Wow.
Um,
What
this young man, that's not bad. Keelan Rutledge, although we did already take Emmanuel Pregnon, so I guess we don't necessarily need to double down on guards. But he's not a bad prospect. Um,
for Tennessee? It's never bad to have
they need a center. So
Brad Connor
Connor Lewis is not
is.
a highly rated prospect, but he's a solid prospect. They
Give him
they
that. Give him.
they may feel like they got to pick a center.
him.
Like I'm pretty sure they're going to feel like they got to pick a center. Um, and Tennessee's back on the clock again. So
Wow.
they're getting a lot of picks. Uh,
What do they have again? They
again,
got
this isn't as important to us as Giants fans.
no.
You know, who else did I say they need? Oh, they need a running back. They don't have any running back yet. Let's see
Pick
what the running
whoever the
back.
top guy. Give it to him. Just give him the top guy in the list.
Yeah, all right.
Mhm.
And now we're back to the Jets. And the Jets have already taken Casey Concepcion and Ty Simpson. So maybe they need somebody on the defensive side of the ball. Is there an edge rusher that the Jets might be interested in? See, I like these two guys, but they're much lower rated than some of these. I don't really know Anthony Lucas or Mikhail Kamau. I can't speak to them at all. I don't know them at all.
Give him the top guy. Give him the top guy on his rating board.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
You're
just
right.
give him
You don't need to spend a whole lot of time on that.
I'm
Uh,
curious to see who we get, who
who
PFL
they
picks
give
first.
us? Right, right. And then Arizona again. We haven't given them a quarterback yet. Let's give them Drew Allen. They need a quarterback too.
I cannot believe he's.
And they gave us Michael Trigg, tight end from Baylor, who I've literally never heard of before until just now.
Why would we draft a tight end? Our
Again,
tight end room is okay.
again, this is why these algorithms sometimes make you scratch your head and say, really?
Okay, look at the wide receivers. Is Malachi gone already? Go to
Um, yes. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm not looking at wide receivers.
because
It's everybody. Jacoby Lane. The Giants should have taken him over Michael Trigg. Malachi's gone. Yes.
oh yeah,
This young man looked good in the Senior Bowl too. But yeah, there's no way we would have taken. If we take Michael Trigg, I'm gonna have a fit.
there's
I don't
no
know who
reason
Michael
to take
Trigg
that
is.
guy. None.
I don't care if he goes to the Hall of Fame. I'm telling you, I've never heard Michael Trigg. If
He
that's
won't be
who,
on the field.
if that's who we take, I'm gonna be mad. All right, Jets. I'm giving you Jacoby Lane. That's
That's the
that.
guy Giants would have. Yeah, you're right. I would have taken him. Oh,
All right. So this is what the Cardinals wound up with. This is what the Jets wound up with. This is what the Titans wound up with. I know none of y'all really care about all that, but they gave us Jeremiah Love. And so, listen, I'm not saying that Jeremiah Love is not a great player, and there's a lot of buzz about Jeremiah Love. So I
there's a whole
can't
lot
say
of
I'll be
buzz.
surprised if we take him, but I will be very disappointed.
That means there's going to be a whole lot more maneuvering going on, a lot of maneuvering going on. If they take Jeremiah Love, I mean, do they keep Tracy?
Tracy, Scatterbull, and Singletary. We got to do something with at least one, maybe two of them if we take Jeremiah Love.
But Harbaugh can't be, think about it. The Giants, like you said, they tried to sign Gamble, right? The guy from Seattle. Am I saying his name right?
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth
Walker.
They tried to sign him. So that put a question mark on the what they thought about, or maybe Harbaugh's team's thinking about.
And honestly, we don't know for sure they tried to sign Kenneth Walker. I mean, there's a lot of talk about that, but it ain't like Kenneth Walker's agent posted a letter from the Giants saying, "Here's the offer they made." And maybe they just made an inquiry, right? I mean, he's a good running back.
Yeah, he's not that guy.
If they threw him an $8 million offer to see if he'd bite, I ain't mad at you. He's a good player. But our running, don't make me say it again. We were fifth in the league.
You know what? I think that it could be some concern about how Scatterbull comes back from the injury.
We were fifth in the league without Scatterbull. We were fifth in the league in rushing without Scatterbull for half the year.
But again, Harbaugh likes that bell cow. He likes that guy. He likes.
How many W's? I've said this the last 2 or 3 episodes. How many W's did we lose because we were only fifth in the league in rushing? In other words, if we were fourth, third, second, or first in the league in rushing, what would our record have been?
We're gonna score more.
Why? We were fifth in the league in rushing.
But he's gonna break long ones though. He could break. You'll see. We'll see.
He could. I'm not saying that if we have Jeremiah Love, I won't be rooting for Jeremiah Love. I might have a Jeremiah Love jersey next year. Jeremiah Love is exciting. I get it. But that's not where the W's come from. And you're fifth in the league in rushing. You didn't lose 13 games because of rushing.
I understand.
You lost 13 games because you were 32nd in the league in stopping the run.
That's why if they pick Love, that's why, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking he's gonna he's gonna trade Thibodeau and get more picks.
But then we got even worse on defense. You just made another hole. I would rather trade Tracy, Scatterbull, and Singletary and see if, not to the same team, but I'm saying if you're going to pick Love, then maybe each of those guys can get you a day 3 pick or next year's 3rd round pick or something. That's the only thing I think of. And then you go with, Eric Gray and Turbo Miller as your backup running backs. Jeremiah Love's getting the ball 20 times a game. He's getting 20 touches a game. You don't pick a running back 5th overall if he's not going to touch the ball 20 times a game.
You don't pick him the platoon at all, so no.
Anyway, listen, we've been on this for several minutes, and it's just making me madder. But we want to know what y'all think. This is what we think. We've talked about a lot of different teams, including the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th overall picks and what they might do before us. We talked about what we're going to do. We let the algorithm pick for us. Why don't you pick for us?
Be a good deal. And while you're picking for us, push that like button, share this, and then subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anyway, Clay from Brooklyn, Football with the Fellas. Who am I here with?
It's your man Mazo. It's all about Big Blue.
Yes, it is.
Hey, y'all, we appreciate you again. And until next time, y'all. Peace. Big shout out to El Marquis Productions, the talent behind the music and production here at Football with the Fellas. It's all about Big Blue. Their beats bring energy and excitement to every episode. El Marquis' skills in mixing, mastering, and creating top quality sound make the podcast come alive each week. For your own projects, check out elmarquisproductions.com and take your sound to the next level.